August 31st, 1997, Paris. A black Mercedes speeds through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel at dangerous velocity. Inside, one of the world's most photographed women lives her final moments. Diana Spencer, the people's princess, was about to become an eternal legend. But who was Diana really? Behind the camera flashes, stunning gowns, and radiant smiles, there was a complex, courageous, and deeply human woman. A woman who wanted to change the world and succeeded. July 1st, 1961, Sandringham, Norfolk, England. Diana Frances Spencer is born into British aristocracy, but behind the wealth and titles, Diana's childhood was marked by abandonment and deep insecurity. When Diana was just 6 years old, her parents divorced in a bitter public scandal. Her mother, Frances, abandoned the family to live with another man. Diana and her siblings stayed with their father, but the maternal abandonment left deep emotional scars. At school, Diana was seen as an average student, shy, insecure, struggling with dyslexia. But she possessed an extraordinary heart and natural connection with children and those in need. Few could imagine this awkward teenager would become the most famous woman in the world. July 29th, 1981, St. Paul's Cathedral, London. 750 million people worldwide watched Diana walk down the aisle in her fairy tale wedding dress. But behind the pageantry, Diana was already having doubts. Days before the wedding, Diana discovered a bracelet Charles had made for Camilla with the initials G and F, Gladys and Fred, their pet names. Diana wanted to call off the wedding, but her sisters convinced her it was too late. The famous balcony kiss seemed to seal their happiness, but Diana later revealed she felt like a lamb to the slaughter. The fairy tale was already cracking. During their honeymoon on the royal yacht Britannia, Charles brought books about Camilla and openly took her phone calls. Diana realized she was trapped in a loveless marriage that would play out under the world's microscope. As Princess of Wales, Diana was expected to be perfect, smile on command, wear the right clothes, say the right things. But behind palace walls, she was falling apart. Diana developed bulimia, an eating disorder that would plague her for years. She felt isolated, controlled, and desperately unhappy. The royal family saw her emotional struggles as weakness, not illness. The birth of Prince William in 1982 brought temporary joy, but Charles's continued affair with Camilla poisoned everything. Diana felt like she was competing with a ghost, a woman who had Charles's heart while she only had his obligation. Despite her personal pain, Diana threw herself into royal duties. She revolutionized the monarchy's approach to public service, breaking protocol by hugging AIDS patients when others feared even touching them. The early 1990s marked Diana's transformation from victim to advocate. While her marriage crumbled publicly, she found her true calling, using her celebrity to help society's most vulnerable. Diana's work with AIDS patients was revolutionary. In 1987, she opened the UK's first dedicated AIDS ward and shook hands with patients without gloves. A simple gesture that changed public perception forever. Diana understood the power of her image. Every photograph, every public appearance, was carefully calculated to maximum impact for her causes. Her most famous campaign was against landmines. Walking through an active minefield in Angola, Diana brought global attention to weapons that continued killing long after wars ended. By 1992, Diana and Charles's marriage was a public spectacle. Both began leaking stories to the press, turning their private war into entertainment for the masses. Andrew Morton's explosive biography, Diana, Her True Story, revealed the princess's bulimia, suicide attempts, and Charles's ongoing affair. Diana had secretly cooperated with the book, breaking royal protocol. December 1992. The Prime Minister announces Charles and Diana's separation. But the war was just beginning. Intimate phone conversations were illegally recorded and published. Camillagate revealed Charles telling Camilla he wanted to be her tampon. Squidgygate captured Diana in intimate conversation with James Gilby. Diana's 1995 Panorama interview was her nuclear option. Watched by 23 million viewers, she delivered devastating blows to the royal family. The interview secured her divorce, but cost her dearly. The Queen ordered Charles and Diana to divorce immediately. August 1996, Diana's divorce was finalized. She lost her HRH title, but gained something more valuable: freedom. For the first time in 15 years, Diana could live on her own terms. Diana remained devoted to her sons, determined to give them normal experiences despite their royal status. She took them to McDonald's, theme parks, and homeless shelters, showing them life beyond palace walls. Free from royal constraints, Diana's humanitarian work intensified. She auctioned her dresses for charity, raised millions for causes she believed in, and became a global advocate for the marginalized. Summer 1997. Diana found love again with Dodi Al-Fayed, son of Harrods owner Mohammed Al-Fayed. For the first time in years, Diana seemed genuinely happy, but their relationship played out under intense media scrutiny. Paparazzi followed their every move, turning their romance into a global obsession. August 30th, 1997. Diana and Dodi arrive in Paris for what would be their final weekend together. They seemed relaxed, happy, planning for the future. That evening they dined at the Ritz Hotel, owned by Dodi's father. Outside, dozens of paparazzi waited like hunters. The couple felt trapped, desperate to escape. Just after midnight, they attempted to evade photographers by leaving through the hotel's rear entrance. Henri Paul, their driver, had been drinking. Bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones begged them to use a different car, different route. They refused. 12:23 a.m. The Mercedes enters the Pont de l'Alma tunnel at 65 mph, twice the speed limit. Paparazzi motorcycles gave chase. What happened next took just seconds, but changed history forever. The crash killed Diana instantly, along with Dodi and Henry Paul. Only Trevor Rees-Jones survived. The world woke to news that would define a generation. The British public's grief was unprecedented. Millions of flowers were left at Kensington Palace. The Queen's initial silence sparked anger. People felt she didn't understand their loss. Elton John's performance of Candle in the Wind became the best-selling single in history. Diana had achieved in death what she always wanted. In life, to be remembered as the people's princess. Diana Spencer died at 36, but her legacy lives on. She humanized the monarchy, revolutionized royal duty, and proved that one person's compassion can change the world. Through her sons, William and Harry, Diana's spirit continues. They've inherited her warmth, their dedication to service, and her understanding that true royalty comes from serving others. Diana wanted to be a queen of people's hearts. 26 years after her death, she still reigns there, beloved, remembered, and deeply missed. The shy little girl who felt unloved became the woman who taught the world how to love. Cess.